You know, you hear these stories and maybe you're wondering if anything could have been done to prevent this loss of life. The city of Kerrville responding to some of those questions as the city and county officials there have faced this issue and also questions about warning people ahead of time. Did they do enough? During a news conference, the city manager explains just what they were dealing with.
It is still a great question. And when you looked at the National Weather Service notification, when you look at that map showed Kerr County kind of in the northeast corner, and that spread all the way through San Angelo. So there's a lot of information. That's a wide area that must be addressed. And so as we were preparing for it, unfortunately the rain hit at the most inopportune time and right in the most inopportune areas.
I'm with Mario Ruiz now to talk about the National Weather Service, and I do want to note that the Kerr County officials, some of them had no problem pointing fingers at the National Weather Service initially. When questions about their own culpability, city officials came up, they kind of deferred that. Yeah. Let's talk about the National Weather Service and what responsibilities they have in the situation, because it feels like they did a lot when it came to trying to warn people about this threat.
Right, and I worked really closely with the National Weather Service in Austin, San Antonio, which is what's really jurisdiction is Kerr County, and it's a great group of people, incredibly intelligent group of people. I worked in Austin myself for several years, so I know the area well. And this is how it played out. So Tuesday, Thursday morning, this was before the flood. There were forecasts from the National Weather Service and that mentioned the potential for flooding. So this was days ahead of time. At 1:18 on Thursday, so the day before, a flood watch was issued through Friday morning. Friday morning was the 4th of July. So in that specific flood watch, it mentioned up to 7 inches of rain. We saw more, but still, that's a lot of rainfall. 7 inches of rain and the possibility of rivers flooding. Kerr County was included. At 6:10 that evening, Thursday evening, a special discussion was issued. These are generally issued whenever we're expecting impactful weather. A few of the words and terms that were mentioned: concerning trends, flash flooding likely, rainfall rates higher than 3 inches per hour, which does signal flash flooding. And at 1:06 a.m., this was Friday morning, this was 4th of July, a flash flood warning was issued for Kerr County. In that tag, in the wording, considerable tag was issued with this warning. That generally is what triggers the wireless emergency alerts on cell phones. You have heard these. It's whenever your phone goes off really loudly, you have the option to turn them on. And in that area, unfortunately, cell service is not great. 2:28 a.m. on Friday, flash flood communication. The National Weather Service actually mentioned that 5 inches of rain had fallen. Flash flooding had already begun. At 3:02 in the morning, that same communication, the National Weather Service issued a dangerous flood event that is unfolding in South Central Texas. At 4:03 in the morning, a flash flood emergency was issued. Those don't happen very often. That's basically one step up from a flash flood warning. That's whenever significant threat to life and property is likely. That's when those are issued. A very small fraction of flash flood warnings actually get upgraded to this level. And at 4:10, the Guadalupe River at Hunt reaches major flood stage. So the major flood stage is actually 22 feet. It crested at 29.45 feet at 4:35 in the morning, Morgan. Only one other time in recorded history has this particular area seen higher water, and that was over 30 feet.